Greetings and welcome to my dear Scorpios. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. Tarot of the Twin Sun is a functional division within the Order of the Twin Sun. Please take only what you will. This is a reading for the 8th house, okay, and Scorpio's energy as well. Mars, Pluto, and potentially the South Node. But we'll go ahead and get started. I will be conducting a number of readings, which should be at least 50% true for most of you when it comes to this free will and the will to discern what you are going to encounter in December is essentially up to you, into your own discernment. This is an entertainment channel, a channel of entertainment as well as guidance in terms of the etheric. So we'll go ahead and get started. Now, the 8th house is a very interesting house in terms of its nexus as a fixed point between the 4th and the 12th in the triplicity of water. This has to do with essentially the movement into the disintegration of the self through the depth and complexity of scorpionic energy. How deep does it go? It goes quite deep, deeper than any other sign, and there is a realm of authenticity that is extremely discerning, and you will bring forth jewels of the most highest order when it comes to their gross materiality. These Venusian jewels of significant others will come and essentially test your valor in terms of them being able to reach or match your level of intensity. The difficulty is that they might not. They may play an object in terms of your own role or your own sort of projections of expectations that are quite intense. And it's difficult to raise up the material realm into the godly realm. So it's hard to place these people onto pedestals, even though you will. They may fall short in terms of the image of God that you may be seeking through these individuals. And that's the mystery of the 2nd and 8th house in terms of relationships. And the 8th house in your placement, the 7th house away is the 2nd house. And essentially it activates a sense of selflessness that comes through the transformations of Mars and Pluto in particular. Now, let's go ahead and begin. I shall be looking into some of the more karmic projections that may be occurring in terms of a prognosis for the energy of Scorpio in the month of December 2022. Let's go ahead and get started. Oh, King of Pentacles. Four of Cups. What crowns the king? Okay, so heavy lays the crown on the king's head. There's something about Scorpio that is dealing with possibly their 2nd or 3rd houses right now. And this is... it activates your 7th house, Venus's energy as well as Mercury's energy. And within the mind of what you value, there's a heaviness about it. It could be a numbness, but it's a heaviness. It's as if you're thinking quite heavily on your own responsibility as an agent of this reality, in terms of your gross materialism, what you can hold on to, your family, your legacy, as well as your friends that observe this. The mastery of one's own finances is very much pointed to on the cards. And there is a type of order that you have been coming up with that has put you into a state of reservation, okay? That has put you in a state of conservation. And it's important to know that when you're transacting on a Venusian level with society, that it takes sacrifice to gain something. Okay, this is a form of tapasya. It's a form of a true manifestation of Dhan. And the mystery of this has to do with essentially sacrificing your own resources in order to make a greater return. This has to do with investment. Okay, and the thing is that you are being offered something, but you're not taking it. And that is a part of the transactions that you must incur in the month of December. But you're not taking it. And this act of sacrifice is actually a way for you to gain in the future, but I think it's more of a spiritual thing. It's as if you're getting rid or purging out a lot of thoughts or a way of thinking that has become overbearing, painful even. A way of thinking that has put you into a state of reservation where the collective consciousness has become somewhat ridiculous in terms of their own pains, their own traumas, and their own sort of psychosis that has been heavy upon your own reality. What I do see is an ability to conserve your own energy and move forward and away from investments of the past. Okay, from a way of doing things in the past, from a way of transacting in the past, with the way things have been organized. Okay, there's a rebellious quality in which you can lead your own kingdom into some place new, but it requires relocation, requires exile, even being cast out, becoming pariah, or being cast out of a way of transacting with your reality. And as you do this, there's an ability to, I would say, walk the path of the hermit, or so it would be the sixth house or the fourth house, to embrace it, the fourth house or the sixth house, trying to take an inner world into a way in doing things, a way of working through things, finding the obstacles and surpassing these obstacles. You're taking up the challenge. The idea here is to essentially set yourself apart from what people or what others have been trying to oppress upon you to do. And as you do this, the crown is heavy, and there's a way of essentially rejecting what has been offered to you. Very intense. Let's go on and move into something more of an incident when it comes to this karma. Let's see here. Okay, so I think this is something that reflects the way things have been panning out. If the world around you has been disintegrating, if the world around you and the structures around the past has not been working out for you, there's a way for you to find the right passage. The thing is that on this, there would be difficulty in finding the right path. It could split, it could diverge, it could create crisis for Scorpio. But as you do this, there will be something that has been activated in the most recent eclipse cycles of Taurus and Scorpio, that axis, that should provide for you a sense of right doing, righteousness. You're doing the right thing. That's what I'm seeing in the month of December. But you're also disintegrating yourself from the sort of destructive qualities, the self-destructive qualities of what others have been doing. As you witness this, there's a way for you to walk a path that is distinctly your own. At the same time, you are beholden to essentially what has gone on. You are still a part of humanity, even though it is disintegrating. in terms of their own structures, their own ways of doing things, especially when it comes to financial structures. You are still a part of that system. But as you walk the path of righteousness, there's an ability for you to come to a point that would lead to one of two things, either truth or pain, and perhaps both. A truthful sort of understanding of one's own truth can lead to some very harsh realities when it comes to the effective pain, when it comes to expectations of that thought process, okay? That's the best I can do for this incident. Yeah. Interesting. I think there may be a shift, though, a turn, something that is coming in terms of a return to what you've invested in. The thing is that I don't think you would be very interested in those investments. There's something about it where maybe potentially you can still keep tabs of these investments, time, money, energy, resources, relationships, and still keep tabs on them. Now we're moving into the Great Mirror. The Great Mirror is a segment within this reading that is more specifically designed to see the karmas that exist between Scorpio and a significant other, okay? So we'll go deeply into this. I do thank you for your likes and subscribes. Okay. One. Someone looks to you, excuse me, someone looks to you as someone who has seen a great deal already in terms of your own experience. In terms of what they see in you, they see an advisor. They see someone who understands what you've done, what you've been through. They also see that you have hidden pain that you would never share with them, ever. And this produces the effect of walls, the effect of not being able to be sought out, to be reached. There's an escapist mentality about you that moves from the Six of Swords to the Eight of Swords. That sort of, it's like your mind cannot be read. But they seek out your advice. There also is something here that is very strongly symbolic of the North and South node, from the Eight of Pentacles to the Nine of Pentacles. What you're bringing about is a sense of clarity of mind when it comes to where you truly belong, where you've always belonged. And this gives you an advantage over them. It gives you empowerment. At the same time, there's something about this that where you desire something that can never be met in terms of expectations when it comes to relating with others. This person activates 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. A connection that is based on mystery. Something about it where you both can learn from each other, and you can still learn from this person. They are wise to do what they do, and that they are protected from not walking the wrong path. The High Priestess here, best card of the deck. And Virgo's energy, as well as the 8th house energy, 7th house as well. And as they do this, they are protected. They are protected. You are protected. There's something about this mirror imaging of protection, self-protection, self-preservation. It is quite strong. At the same time, there's a karmic sort of undertone here, wherein lightning could strike, the arrow can hit its target. The arrow, at the same time, it has no target. There's something about it where it pierces the veil, it goes into the mystery of the unknown, and it tries to understand this other person on a logistic level, on also on the level of peace, creating peace. With justice in the reverse, there's something unfair or unsaid or undone when it comes to this connection. On a deeper level, there's a way to understand some of the more toxic elements of reality, okay? How certain parts of the environment of your existence with this person, of its toxicity, of its pollution, okay? And from this you can understand why it may be unhealthy. At the same time, there's an element of impatience that I see here that is pushing forward an agenda, okay? The block here is essentially not placing the faith or having faith, complete faith, or being very blind about it, about taking that first step, about sort of putting some faith into yourself as well as into this other blindly, so that things may take effect. The thing is that on a conscious level, I think both of you note that this is a karmic connection, wherein and every connection is karmic, by the way. That's my new perspective on it, wherein things have to take effect, things have to be exhausted so that things play out in terms of action that is being manifested either psychologically or psychically or within the mind, to project out and to come up with a sense of truth, okay? At the same time, there's a lot of impatience in this, and there's a lot of expectation in terms of what is being come about, what is being produced. We have here the Eight of Swords, so they kind of mirror you in terms of something that's coming up in December is a period of breaking out of one's own mind in order to get out of the box and to make some sort of offering. Okay, there's a lot of unsaid love that I do see here, especially through that High Priestess. There's a lot that hasn't been said. Their idea is to come up with a sense of peace, to come up with a partner or someone who is willing to essentially negotiate something. There's a lot of expectation in this, and that's what they don't want. They don't want to have to expect much from you. At the same time, there's a draw, a gravity that both of you have that has to do with unsaid love or unsaid expectation. At the same time, what I do see here is something culminating where the connection is known, but it is not conventional. And because of such, it can be expressed on an emotive level without ever truly being expressed. So therein lies the paradox. It's difficult to express what needs to be had karmically in terms of actions and causes and effects, but at the same time, there is a difficulty in expressing, there's a deep sadness in expressing all of this. So a lot of it remains unsaid, undone. The idea here, excuse me, is to come up with the right sense of empowerment, the right way to do things. It's moving from the eight of rods to the 7 of rods, and then to the 10 of rods. Okay, so patience is needed to understand that this type of connection can be more of a burden than both of you can bear. At the same time, because of all this rod energy, what it's culminating into is a realm of expectation that can actually turn out to be more of a burden when it comes to the actual karmic sort of undertones. The karmic undertones of it. I think you may find a really good friend in this person. That is the final takeaway that I would give to you, my dear Scorpio. That is the best I can do for this month. I do wish you well. Please stay tuned for more content, and if you would like a private reading, I could be made available. We can go quite deep into whatever you need astrologically or through the tarot or both. Otherwise, yeah, I do wish you well for the month of December, and please stay warm. Thank you. Bye-bye.